Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take this action figure, give it a custom spin with just a little bit of acrylic paint. So we're going to be making it look a lot more weathered. Right now it looks a little too new and clean. So I'm just taking a few colors and using them to highlight a couple pieces on the circuit board here in the head of the droid. I want them to be nice and bright so they stand out when I add all the washes and grime to make this droid look really weathered. So there's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just picking some little spots that I think could do with some brighter colors. And I'm just trying to be random with it. I'm not trying to make it symmetrical from side to side. And I also decided to use a little bit of green to highlight some panels in there. Once I had a few colors down, I started adding different shades of brown to add as my grime and rust and some of the little cracks. And then I'll end up going over everything with a darker wash to tie everything together. So again, no real rhyme or reason, just trying to be random and getting it in all the different little cracks. And once I put all the little globs of paint there, I'm going to use a different brush to sort of blend it in. And I went ahead and did that on both sides. And after that, I could start getting ready for the wash. Now for the dark wash, I do this thing very scientific. In my little container, I just put a little bit of black paint, and then all of the leftover paint that I had used, that I put too much on my palette, I just plop it all in there, add some water, and then go ahead and give it a mix. And with a little bit of black paint in my wash, I can decide how thick or thin I want the wash to be. If I start putting it on, I notice that it's too thick, I can dip more into the water portion, or vice versa. If it's too thin, dip more into the paint portion. So I'm just gonna slather that into all the nooks and crannies and use a paper towel to wipe off the top portion, leaving all the cracks nice and dirty with the dark wash. And for all this, I'm just using a regular paper towel. I'm going to use the same paper towel for the whole thing. It just kind of gets the accidental marks from what I've been wiping on the outside of the droid, and it just kind of adds to the weathering effect as well. So moving on to the outside, I'm going to use that same wash, and again, just go in all the nooks and crannies. I really want the border between the red and the white to be more pronounced. I want it to appear to be like separate panels, and by adding the wash in between there, it just kind of makes that border stand out a little more. And after my first pass, I wasn't really happy with that, so I had to go over again, just do another layer, filling in some other parts as well. And then I'll go ahead and wipe off the excess, dabbing some of the excess off of the paper towel onto the rest of it. Then I'll repeat that for the entire droid. And one of the final touches, I wanted to add some color to the top of the antenna here. A little bit of red and yellow. Just bringing some of those colors that are already on the droid back up to that, so it just all kind of goes together. So lastly, the underside of the droid. Really didn't hold back with this one. Added a lot of different brown, black, some red and yellow to act as like grime and rust on the underside. And I really just layered it on pretty heavy, and then at the end I wipe off most of it, leaving all the little details and cracks and crevices will have that dirty, rusty effect. And so I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking now. A little more worn and weathered, a little dirty, a little grimy. It gets ready for its first outing. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be putting out new videos of my creations, my customizations, and scratch builds. So subscribe if you'd like to follow along. Have a good one. Bye-bye.